Hey guys, sorry it's been a while. I know haven't done many videos in the last few months, but I've been quite busy, and anyway, I'm back, and I really want to talk about the World Cup, which is about to happen. Now, like most people, I'm very excited. However, as an England fan, I think we can all agree how unbelievably terrible the media is, and I've been watching some of the Sky Sports reporting on it, and Rob Dorsett, I swear, he is just one of the worst reporters I've ever seen. He clearly has an agenda against Tuchel. He obviously doesn't like him. I don't know if it's because he's German or not. Ever since he first interviewed him, when he told him, I think last year, how the media is going to ruin his life as England manager, he continued to throw these thinly veiled threats at him. And there was another interview just for the Serbia match where I remember he actually said how in 2010 there's this significant day, and I thought he was going to tell Tuchel like it was the first day he became a manager or something, and say how it's incredible how far he's come. But nope, it was instead telling him how that was the last day when England lost the World Cup qualifier, which is like 15 years ago. And again, it's all this kind of passive aggressive reporting on Tuchel, which I just hate. And again, when the squad came out, obviously everyone's been very upset about how there's no Trent, Foden, Palmer. For me, I'm glad Foden and Palmer aren't in there. They do not deserve it. Foden especially, even though I'm a City fan, deserves to be absolutely nowhere near the England squad. So I'm glad he's not involved in it. And at the end of the day, Trent's not been good defensively this season. And I don't understand when I watch Sky Sports analysis of this. You have Carve Solihull, you've got Rob Dorsett, you got, I think the guy's called Tom maybe. And there's another guy, I think it's Jay Boothroyd. They're all talking about how ridiculously bad this England squad is, and how, like Carve saying, how can you leave out Trent on Cole and Foden? All these other foreign teams are going to be looking at England like, how on earth can they leave out all their best players? But they haven't been England's best players. And again, it's at the end of the day, it's not worked for England in the past, and it's Tuchel who's got to put a squad together that actually makes sense and actually works. So obviously I'm firmly behind Tuchel, but then there's, again, it's not just Carvey and Rob. It's like the host, I think he's called Tom. He was saying how if you couldn't afford to leave Palmer and Foden home, surely England have to now win the World Cup. And I just think, no, that arrogance that they talk with is ridiculous. Just because they leave a decently talented player home doesn't mean they should by right then win the World Cup, or like, wow, they've really got to win the World Cup now. There's so many squads that are still way better than England's, like France, Spain, you can argue Brazil and Portugal as well. I mean, England just don't have, you can argue the depth of some other team, but I mean, just suggesting that, I mean, there's so many things that go into winning a World Cup. You need referees' decisions sometimes to go your way. You need 50-50s to go your way. You need fitness and injuries to go your way. You need, tournament strategies to pull off on the day. You need the weather sometimes to go your way. You need loads of things to go your way. It's very difficult to win a World Cup. And also, this idea, and I've said this before in another video, they keep saying how Southgate going into 2 European finals. I mean, the last one I wouldn't say really counts. That was some of the worst football I've ever seen. The idea that just because England have got close to winning a tournament before, they therefore, all Tuchel's got to do is like pull them over the line. Like, it's a new tournament, new teams, new players, new environment, new coaching, new players that Tuchel's put together. It doesn't matter if they've done well in tournaments before, and even, well, they didn't do well in the last tournament. They played terrible football, so for me the bar's pretty low. But the idea that Tuchel should just got to drag them over the line, just do a little push. Like, no, he's going to have to beat probably Brazil, maybe Argentina or Portugal, and then like a Spain in the final to win the whole tournament. That's going to be incredibly difficult. And I want him to win, obviously not just because I support England, but just to shove it in the faces of all the English media who've been killing him for the last month. Like, whether that's Rob Dorsett, Carve Solihull, the host, Tom, Talk Sport, got Rory Jennings, oh my word, one of the worst pundits I've ever seen. Jamie O'Hara, just all the guys on TalkSport really, and Sky Sports, they're just awful. Like Henry Winter as well, although he did a piece recently which I thought wasn't that bad. But there's just this utter arrogance that England have to win the tournament just because of how well they've done in the past and like the quality of players they have. That doesn't mean anything. Portugal have an amazing squad usually, and sometimes they just can't put it together at tournaments. Like, it doesn't matter. You've got to have a a good team structure, good style of play, good chemistry between the players. Lots of things got to go right for yourself. And I just couldn't bear listening to any of these so-called pundits and reporters who are saying this utter rubbish about Tuchel. And that's one of the reasons I wanted him to win the World Cup so badly, just to shove it to their faces. But yeah, I just wanted to definitely come on here and talk about that. And also, I think I'm perfectly fine with Tuchel's squad, because at the end of the day, when you see players like Morgan Gibbs-White or Trent or Maguire not get selected, at the end of the day, they were only going to get selected as like third or fourth choice backups, and at the end of the day, they're not going to play really any football. So for me, that's perfectly fine. And at the end of the day, we don't really, obviously we're going to use the bench a bit, but we're not going to use our fourth or fifth choices a lot, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. So for me, I'm more than fine with the squad that Tuchel selected, and everyone needs to just get behind him and push forward through it. And yeah, this is just to basically criticise the people like Carvey and like Paul Merson as well. He was on the Overlap, I think it was, and he was saying how he would definitely start Phil Foden, and like Micah Richards as well. Recently, he said, "How on earth is Phil Foden not gone? Like, he's been terrible for like 2 years now, and he's never performed really for England at all. I don't understand how these people can say some of these players deserve to go on the plane. It's ridiculous." But yeah, and I'm just a bit fed up as well. As also not just with Rob as well, but it's also with Fake or others. I think it is Talksport. I mean, her and Rob were like interviewing Henderson, Mainu, and they were saying how, "Oh, Cobby, isn't it incredible how you've got on the plane, considering you barely played this season?" I think these really, excuse me, really passive aggressive questions that I just think it's so toxic for the England players' mentality. When you have them saying stuff like that to Cobby Mainu, and then to Jordan Henderson saying like, "Wow, there's a lot of really good players but have been left at home, isn't there?" And it's like these like thinly veiled jabs at them, and I think the players handle it really well, but the way they talk to the players is absolutely disgusting. And I would honestly support if Tuchel said like a full media ban on all the players and the managers speaking to anyone. I think it'd be better for everyone's psyche if they just didn't speak to any of the media. I think they're toxic. To any fans who are not English, it's the English media which is toxic, not the fans. The media is just awful and unbearable. We all hate them as well. And yeah, I just hate the passive aggression, especially like the BBC guy who interviewed Tuchel said, "You're taking a lot of risks leaving all these players behind." And it's just like, it's his squad. Get over it. Stop throwing jabs at him. Like, give the guy some credit. I mean, it's ridiculous. And anyway, I just want to call out the English media again. I'm not happy with them. Main culprits: Rob Dorsett, Carvey, Solihull. Not happy with them. Some of their articles as well were just really basic as well and not helpful. Talking about free strikers option, like Harry Kane's not going to play every minute. Yeah, of course not. Anyway, just want to have that quick rant over. I'm going to try and do more videos soon. I might do another video. I know this is a football video on England football. I hope you guys like that. I might do another video on political or current events. I know those videos do quite well on my channel. Might do one on Tucker Carlson. Yeah, so look out for that, and thank you for watching.